Welcome aboard to another edition of Combat Corner. I'm your host, Rudy Rodriguez Shoma, aka Rudy the Hammer. We got UFC 314 on deck. Dade County, Florida, Miami Stand Up, Kaseya Center, tomorrow evening in downtown Miami. Volkanovski versus Lopes for the vacant featherweight championship of the world. Also on this card, we have Iron Mike Chandler versus Patty the Batty Pimlet. We have Yair Rodriguez and Patricio Pitbull making his debut in the UFC. We have a major grudge match between Bryce Mitchell and Gene Silva. And we have Nikita Krylov versus Dominic Reyes. That is your main card on the evening. We also got Zhao Jinan versus Virna Jandiroba. So number 1 versus number 3 in the strawweight division. Jim Miller, my God, this guy never retires. Jim Miller versus Chase Hooper. Darren Elkins, Julian Erosa. Early prelims, Cedricus Dumas versus Michael Olashejik. Sumu Duraji versus Mitch Raposo. Trajan Gore, Marco Tulio, and Nora Cornell versus Haley Cohen. Card's okay. Is it the best that they've done in Miami of late? Not really. I think the Chandler Pimlet fight could be an opener of the night. Neither guy is anywhere near fighting for a title. But you have this vacant belt, a fight that was supposed to be Ilia Topuria versus Alexander Volkanovski in a rematch, and Topuria decided to vacate the belt because he wants to fight Islam Makhachev, and Makhachev is running scared right now from Topuria. We all know it. He's turning him down. He doesn't want to face him. He has all kinds of excuses because the reality is this. He has nothing to truly gain from beating another guy at featherweight, although nobody wants to face Topuria. So what do you say to that? Now it's looking like there's a potential Topuria Oliveira matchup. Maybe it's for an interim belt. Maybe Makhachev is going to vacate the belt because he wants to fight Bilal Muhammad at 170. So who the hell knows? These guys have become so diva-ish. That's the part of the problem right now in the UFC is the diva mentality is really permeating. It's coming to a boil. I mean, you have John Jones who won't fight Tom Aspinall, and it goes on and on and on. But there has been some fireworks with this week. First, in the name of Diego Lopes and Yair Rodriguez, going back and forth yesterday in the presser. Let's take a look. This is courtesy of the UFC Instagram page, where they went at each other in the presser. And because apparently Diego Lopez's camp beat up someone in the Yair Rodriguez's camp. Who the hell knows? They were speaking in Spanish, but that would have been nice to have had subtitles for people that don't speak Spanish. I knew what they were saying, but I don't even know what it was about, really. And they kind of made it seem like what it's about, but who the hell knows?
Oh.
Culón.
Oh.
Dímelo.
Culón.
Yo,
Eres culón, ¿sabes por qué es culón? No le pegaron a Diego entre tú y tu equipo.
Say it to my face,
No le pegaron a Diego no le pegaron a Marco entre tú y tu equipo.
Escucha.
Le pegaron a Marco entre tú y tu equipo, ¿sí o no? Esperando el momento correcto estaba para decirte esto en tu pinche cara, loco.
Oh, we were
Tú me lo vas a pagar a mí por Marcos, güey.
And you guys
sí me pegas la verga, güey.
fight me. Is that what you want to fight me? What's going on?
Toca a alguien de mi equipo y confesarás las consecuencias con Joel.
Don't talk about my team, man. Don't talk about my team. Don't talk about my team.
Hey, you know you have a fight building up.
Listen.
Mi equipo no cuida. Toca a alguien de mi equipo y
Al pendejo que estás sentado
Hey, don't threaten my team, man. Don't threaten.
Todo el mundo lo
Que si
sabe.
no, pregúntale a tu amiga.
Mi equipo está aquí y él
Qué bueno, pues qué bueno que están
My
aquí. porque
team
también
is
ellos
here. They know what you
piensan.
did. My
Mucho
team is
cuidado
here.
con
They know
lo
what
que
you
dice,
did.
¿eh? Mucho cuidado, mucho cuidado. No se
Mucho
olvida
cuidado
por
tú.
amenazar a mi
Mucho
compañero de
cuidado tú.
equipo.
Watch out, bro. Watch out.
Ahora escucha, una mujer no se amenaza.
Estás
Stop with the threat.
No le
Marque las-
escucha eso.
tuerza las
No le-
palabras, no tuerza las palabras.
No mezcla las palabras.
Y tampoco
son
se le
hechos
pegan
reales.
entre 10 a una
Son hechos
persona.
reales, son hechos
Tampoco se le
reales.
pegan entre 10 a una persona.
Stop with the threats,
Tú
bro.
lo
Get
hiciste
it
con tu
for real.
equipo, Marcos.
Who's got the next question?
Just That's beautiful. I gotta tell you, that's beautiful. That is a beautiful sight right there. We got some build up for a potential future fight between these two at 145. Win or lose for Diego Lopez. A fight with Yair Rodriguez is gonna happen. It looks like just a matter of when. We got, Volkanovski-Lopez. I mean, this was a fight that's supposed to be Volkan Topuria, and Lopez has done his work. He is winning fights. This is going to be a great fight. I think this will be a great fight. I really do. Is this the end of Volkanovski? You got to look at it from a perspective of this man has had his head knocked off in his last two fights. I mean, he's had his head knocked off. Makhachev knocked him out, and Topuria took his soul. And it's been over a year since Volkanovski has last fought. Going on 14 months, actually. And you got to ask yourself, does he still have it? Has his time passed? Has his ability passed? He's 26-4. I don't know, how old is Volkanovski? He is 36 years old. He's not getting any younger. And I got to wonder, does he have that same quickness, that same speed? In martial arts and MMA and UFC, it goes like that. You never know when it's going to happen, and then it's gone. I got to be real. I like Lopez. I like Lopez by stoppage inside of 3 rounds. He's dynamic. He's fast. He's strong. I do have cardio concerns about him. But if he can get him out in 3 rounds, he wins the fight in 3 rounds. If it goes to a decision, that's where I'd be looking at Volk. If it can go to a decision, I think then Volk is in the driver's seat, because I do think we've seen a history of Lopez getting tired. But I think it'd be a great fight. I would have preferred this in Volkanovski-Topuria rematch to put that baby to bed, but we're not going to get it. Now, on the co-main event, you've got Michael Chandler and Paddy Pimblett. Gotta be real. This fight does nothing for me. I like Michael Chandler. I don't think this is a co-main event worthy level fight, but that's what the UFC has decided. They decided to make that a title. A big, not a title fight, but it's definitely a big fight for Pimblett. If he wins, he solidifies himself as someone that should be talked about more in a more legitimate way. But I just don't know. Face off day. This is a huge fight for Pimblett.
All right, thank you, boys.
I would like to see if Pimblett decides to stand and throw hands with Chandler. Because Chandler used to be a wrestler. He forgot that he's a wrestler. He doesn't remember it. And, that's a big thing. If you forget you're a wrestler, you love your hands, he throws wild, he has a propensity to get caught, but he also has the opportunity to knock your head off. And I think he has the ability to knock Pimblett's head off. I do like Chandler in the fight. Oh, by the way, this is the face-off today from Volkanovski and Lopez. Let's share this with you. All this is on the Instagram page for the UFC. Big size difference in height.
Let's go!
There is a serious size difference between these two, in terms of height, but Volk is used to that type of thing. Now, the fight that a lot of folks are truly interested in is this Bryce Mitchell Gene Silva fight. It is a fight that has been I mean, Bryce Mitchell had his little thing that he said some stuff that probably shouldn't have said. Oh yeah, before I jump in that, Yair Rodriguez and Pitbull. Pitbull is at the end of his tooth. I mean, he comes over to the UFC now, and I like Rodriguez to win the fight over Pitbull. I don't know how many fights Patricio Pitbull will have in the UFC. I mean, he's a great fighter. He was a great fighter, but I think he's at that end of the line. You know, getting much older, and I wish he would have been in the UFC a lot sooner. You know, he does have a win over Michael Chandler, in Bellator. But I would have loved to have seen these two guys fight. I mean, this guy fight in the UFC earlier in his career. Going back into that Bryce Mitchell fight with Gene Silva, for which Gene Silva is an oddly heavy favorite in this fight. I don't see I mean, Gene Silva's got some crazy knockouts, but I just don't see why people think he's going to run over Bryce Mitchell as if Bryce Mitchell's not there. Guy's 4-0 in the UFC. He's 15-2 overall. He hits hard. He hits heavy. Bryce Mitchell's a good fighter, man. Bryce Mitchell's 17-3. You know, he did lose. He did beat Gracie in his last fight. He did have a loss to Josh Emmett. He beat Dan Ige. I mean, the guy, he lost to Topuria. He beat Barbosa. I mean, he beat Andre Feely. He beat Charles Rosa. You know, he's got wins over good fighters. And so this mentality that he has no chance or what have you, I think it was the Emmett fight where he got really pieced pretty bad, if I recall correctly. But yesterday in their face-off, a lot of talking. Of course, that's great for building up of a fight. But I mean, let's see if we got some audio from this.
I put a lot of dogs down in my day.
Ele disse que matou
All those dogs that like to come up to the farm, they kill my animals. They come to harm me and my family, and they come barking. You know what they all got in common? They squeal right before they die.
Ô Bryce, mas meu irmão, tá vendo essa TV na sua frente? Olha bem pro meu olho. Eu vou te nocautear.
Yo, Bryce, I respect you as an athlete, and I know you're looking at me through that TV. Just look through those eyes. Look in my eyes. I'm going to knock you out, brother.
I like the build-up. I do love the build of the fight. I do think that they need to really, I don't know. This thought that this guy's just going to walk over Bryce Mitchell, to me, is crazy. I gotta see that they have that face-off somewhere here, because there was a face-off they showed with these two guys where, I mean, it was like Bryce Mitchell was trying to stare into this man's soul, but the reality was, you're acting like Bryce Mitchell hasn't fought anybody. You're acting like Bryce Mitchell's some type of chump or something like that, and he damn sure is not. So it's really interesting to me to see how Gene Silva thinks he's really sizing this dude up. When they did that face-off yesterday, I'm telling you right now, Bryce Mitchell did not blink. Bryce Mitchell has the appearance of a serial Killer. Like, he has that crazy look in his face. Silva's hyped, but Mitchell's a crazy person at times. I mean, he seems like a crazy person at times. This was today. You can see today, neither of these guys blinked one time. They just.
All right, boys. Thank you. Good luck tomorrow.
Neither guy blinked once. I'm going to tell you what. I like Bryce Mitchell. I like Bryce Mitchell to win this fight. I think Gene Silva's on a high because he's been knocking people out. I like Bryce Mitchell. If Bryce Mitchell can make this a grappling match, I think he's going to win the fight. I think he's a really good fighter. I mean, Gene Silva packs huge power. But I like Bryce Mitchell. Maybe I'm wrong. I think this mentality he's going to walk in here and roll over Bryce Mitchell's crazy. Um, this is probably the fight that I'm most excited about. I think probably most people are mostly excited about this particular fight. And then looking at the final fight on the main card is Dominic Reyes, Nikita Krylov. Dominic Reyes, man. Dominic Reyes, remember how good he was at one point? He finally came back. He's come back with a couple of wins over Dustin Jacoby and Anthony Smith. That fight versus Anthony Smith was kind of sad. He beat up Anthony Smith real bad, and I'm hoping Anthony Smith we don't see him again in a cage because that hurt my soul. But Dominic Reyes looked good. He's looked good, and could he be finding that second win to his career after suffering, those 4 straight losses since John Jones, Blachowicz, Prochazka, and Ryan Spann? We all know that he beat John Jones. We all know it. Anyone with sense knows that he beat John Jones, but this is another opportunity for him to move up in the ranks. He's an underdog in this fight, but I do like Dominic Reyes to get the job done. This fight here between I missed this Dan Ige fight versus Sean Woodson. That should be a good fight. I like Dan Ige, man. Sean Woodson's a long fighter, but I like Dan Ige to bring the heat. Jan Janan, Werner John Diaroba. I like John Janan. Jim Miller, Chase Hooper. I like Hooper. Darren Elkins, Arosa. I like Arosa. On the early prelims, Cedricus Dumas and I like Michael Olajic. Sumer, I can't pronounce this guy's name. I like Raposo. I like Trajan Gore against Marco Tulio, and I like Nora Cornwell versus Haley Cowan. It should be a fun night of fights. There are plenty of tickets available still, just so you know. I did look yesterday. There are a lot of I think there's going to be a major drop off in the secondhand market because there are still a lot of tickets available in the lower bowl of the arena that are standard sale, like Ticketmaster prices. I gotta say, I think UFC's overpriced this fight card in terms of tickets. It's nowhere near what the card was 2 years ago when they came back to Miami for the first time with Pereira versus Adesanya. Just the name power alone in Adesanya and all that. It is one of those things where you bring that type of card, and they tried last year, but it wasn't the same. It wasn't. You're talking about they had Gilbert Burns, Jorge Masvidal on that card. You had Rob Font, Yanez, Holland, Ponzinibbio, Rosas versus Rodriguez. You had Chris Curtis, Kelvin Gastelum, Watterson versus Luana Pinheiro. You got some fights on this card that were good, but you look at that main fight, and that main fight it's just heavy. I would have loved to have seen them bring back. I know Masvidal's talking about fighting again. This is where you bring Masvidal back. To me, this is a Masvidal Colby Covington rematch type of opportunity. You don't have the guys down here other than Michael Chandler on this card. You don't have the big names from South Florida. And that's one of the things that kills me is like you have these guys that train down here, that are from here. Why Colby Covington is not in this card to me is crazy. If he's never going to fight again, just end his career, please. But otherwise, he should be on this card. Kamaru Usman, again, why is he not on this card? There are guys that are down here. You got to get them on this card. It is beyond understanding and comprehension to me that you are in South Florida, a mecca of MMA, and you don't have more MMA fighters that are from the camps down here. God, what's it called? They used to be Black Zillions. They changed the name so many damn times. Hard Knocks and Sanford, whatever the hell it is. I forgot what the name is. Sanford MMA, I think it is what it is now. Then you have, of course, you have ATT, you have MMA Masters. You have so many different teams down here. You could have had some guys from these camps down here. Just my opinion, but it should be an exciting night of fights. I do like Lopez, Chandler, Yair, Mitchell, and Reyes on the main card. Let's see how I do. Again, this is Combat Corner. By the way, we have merch. You see the T-shirts in the background. We do have Combat Corner merch available. I have a hat right here for you. Combat Corner. I'm making other designs for this hat. This is all embroidery. So go get your merch for Combat Corner as we continue to grow our martial arts combat sports segment. Let's go. It's Combat Corner, baby. Like, subscribe, follow, hit that bell, leave a comment. Who do you think is going to win these fights? Come on now.